Okay, well,
hey, welcome back.
Send that link.
We are still here. Well, we've been here the whole time. You may not have been, but anyways, in summation, Deandre Ayton, get your shit together, play a big game, earn your money against the defending champions that you lost to in the finals last year. It's time for you to have the kind of moment that Cam Johnson had tonight. So just figure it out. I'm very frustrated with his performance. We need to stop with the 3 rebounds and not being able to, crash the boards. 8 points is unacceptable for a guy that's demanding the max. It's just not acceptable.
I just want DA to get back to the DA that we were all championing for early on in the season and last year. I want him to be a little more consistent, and I genuinely still think he can get there. So it's just really unfortunate that we're kind of in this position with DeAndre right now. I'm super hopeful that he can turn it around and figure it out. Until then, though, all we can do is fingers crossed.
Get in the gym, figure it out. I don't know if you need Monty Williams to pull you aside or CP3 to give you a pep talk. Whatever you need, make it happen, because we're at a point where you need to prove that you're the guy that you want all of us to think you are. And a lot of us have believed in you every step of the way, but the last week has been one of those frustrating points where you need to step up and you need to prove it.
Okay, the only other thing that I kind of wanted to touch on from tonight's game was the third quarter defense. That was a big issue again tonight. It was an issue the other night as well. And tonight, the Suns were outscored in that third quarter, 38-23. Now, this is something that Monty has been talking specifically about all week. We did win the game, so that's wonderful. But this is an area where he's probably not going to be overly pleased or pleased at all with the way the team performed in that third quarter. And it's probably going to be an area of emphasis for some of the conversations, some of the lessons that they can learn from this game. I don't know what it is about the third quarter, because we've seen it. It seems more daunting, I guess, without Chris Paul and Devin Booker, but it also seems like this has been a season-long thing, like third quarter Suns at it again kind of a situation. Like, what is it about a third quarter?
Well, I think it's easy to just get out of your mindset at halftime and not come out locked in. And with a team that knows or feels like they can flip a switch at any time, you fall into that trap that, at any moment I can just turn it back on.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think they can have that mentality. I don't think they can play. What this team has been so good at is playing within themselves and playing hungry, right? Over since the bubble, really, playing like that. I don't think this team can buy into its own press clippings, or in this case tonight, they have to come out with the intensity of, we're down 2 guys. And even though the Knicks have lost 16 of their last 20 games, they are a team that's formidable. Julius Randle can have the kind of game he had through 3 quarters. I mean, and they need to figure out how to come back locked in.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know who to point that. It's a combination. What's Monty doing at halftime? Is there something he can adjust? What are the players doing? Is there something that they can adjust? I mean, they've got to look at it in totality, because a bad quarter in the playoffs is the difference between winning and losing a series.
That's a big one. Absolutely. So that's definitely something to kind of keep an eye on. It's obviously something that Monty and this team have noted. They understand what's going on there and they're working on it. Hopefully we kind of get that figured out before the playoffs start as well, just because, like you said, the last thing we need is to have quarters like that in the playoffs when things really do matter, and have it be something that we can't dig ourselves out of.
Yeah.
In the fourth, even though this is a good team, still not worth that. All right, Espo, is there anything else? I know that we quick.
Did we send Gerald the new link, by the way, so he can try to come in?
Real quick, if you're listening to this on audio, you probably didn't really feel much of a difference. Espo's conversation with Deandre Ayton might have been cut off a little bit.
Yeah.
If that is the case, we apologize and we appreciate you continuing to listen. We had some technical difficulties because our internet provider is having outages here in the Phoenix area. Y'all know how it is. When it rains and it gets windy, everything in Phoenix just it just turns into a shit show, basically. Everyone forgets how to drive. Internet can't handle it. Power can't handle it. It's just one of those things about living in the valley, but it's okay. But we appreciate everyone in the chat and on the YouTube live stream right now for sticking with us, bouncing around to a couple different links. You guys are the real MVPs tonight. If we hadn't already given the King of the Game to Cam, we would give it to you right now.
We haven't on this part of the stream.
Fair.
So all the fans, all the Cove crazies, you are our DraftKings.
That is absolutely fair.
Game.
We're gonna see if we can get Gerald to join us still at some point in time. But yeah, thank you guys for sticking with us on audio. Again, you might have missed the shenanigans that happened, but we appreciate it. If a few of Espo's words got cut off,
you all
we
probably
appreciate
that. So it's fine.
Okay. Anything else from tonight's game, Espo, that you want to highlight? Or I guess you could rant about something too if you want.
Should I rant more about DAs? It's only half of it was hurt. No. Overall, it wasn't a pretty game. It was frustrating for a lot of that game, but it's a character game, right? Mm-hmm. It's the kind of thing that shows the heart, the fortitude that this group has, the ability that they have even without Devin Booker and CP3. And I get it. It's against the lowly Knicks, but this is the kind of moment. Like
the Suns are also missing 2 All-Stars.
They are, but this is the kind of moment where when they have to dig deep in the playoffs, they're better for it because Cam Johnson, like I said, knows that he can be the man in a fourth quarter. Mm-hmm. Mikal Bridges knows that he can carry this team in the first half of a game when they need it. These are the kind of things that will be imperative if they go on another deep playoff run, which every indication is that they will this year.
So I just got a message from Gerald that Monty took a while to get to the podium to speak with the media, which I'm guessing is because there was probably some celebration happening in the locker room for Cam Johnson there. And Gerald is patiently waiting for Cam Johnson to speak with the media because obviously that's a big moment for Cam. Gerald doesn't want to miss that press conference so he can bring us all the information there. If we don't get to Gerald tonight, we promise we'll have an update for you from him on our Twitter account at PHNX_Sun. So be sure to make sure you're following over there.
We're getting some great Espo looks likes in the chat.
Can you read that?
He looks like, I can read it when they put it up on the screen.
Oh,
I can't read it
I see.
until then. But one of them was, I look like I'm going to be doing your taxes after the game. By the way, for those on audio, I have a really bad mustache is the whole thing that's going on because I lost a bet. So, and the other jokes are, I broke the stream from ranting. So,
well, it happens.
I did it in pregame. We were just fine.
Okay. Can I tell you about this really bizarre thing that happened to Shane and I during the game tonight?
No.
So you remember on pregame, you didn't
even notice that I just
no, I noticed it. I just chose not to.
Go ahead. You
remember how on pregame Shane was telling us that he loves Julius Randle from a gamble perspective.
Yes.
Also, I understand it's like betting, but it's Shane and I's thing. I call his bets his gambles, just FYI. So he was Julius Randle was handing the business to the Suns, right? And he said, no, I didn't bet on Julius Randle tonight. Who'd you bet on? Evan Fournier.
Don't Google it.
And he was like, I just want him to score some points. He needs X amount so that I can win this gamble. Is it okay if he scores? Like, just joking with me.
Shane said it was a bet. Shane didn't go, if I could win this gamble.
I did say gamble.
Did you?
Yeah, because it's mine and Shane's thing to call his bets gambles now. So now you guys are all in on the thing. And so he goes, is it okay if he scores some points just so I can win this gamble? And I said, no, absolutely not. And then I was like, well, if Julius Randle gets ejected, then yes, it's fine. Literally, like 2 plays before Julius Randle gets ejected, you won your bet, right? I have never, it's not often that NBA players get ejected to begin with, right? It's far and few in between. I wouldn't say it's a nightly thing. I have never had such a coincidence kind of happen around a game ever in my life like this. And it's just so crazy. And I just wanted to tell you guys that story because I'm stalling for Gerald to get here.
Cool story, bro. I think that's how it sounds, right? No, it was funny in person to hear you guys.
It was crazy.
Okay, I got another mini rant. Okay. Hopefully I won't break the streak. Can we not refer to this as like a fight? Like I see some people like, there's a fight in the Suns game. No, 29 years ago, almost to the day, March 24th, 1993, Knicks Suns, America West Arena, which is the same thing as the Footprint Center, just a different name long time ago. There was a legit fight. This was Malice in the Palace before Malice in the Palace was a thing. This was, guys throwing punches, benches clearing, security and coaches all over the floor. You want to see a real NBA fight? Google that bad boy, put it into YouTube's and watch it. I educated Shane on this during the game and showed him it. And it is next level nuts. I tweeted about it years ago because Greg Anthony was on the Knicks at the time. He was injured and he comes off the bench and fights Kevin Johnson while wearing the most ridiculous shirt in NBA history. This puts Kyle Kuzma, to shame. This puts, who was the guy with the ridiculous shirt tonight? Miles Turner puts his weird shirt to shame. Greg Anthony was wearing a shirt that had nautical flags and ship steering wheels on it when he fought Kevin Johnson. I tweeted about it, and Greg Anthony tweeted back and said, yes, that was an ugly shirt. You know it's bad when the guy admits it. So let's not call what happened tonight between Julius Randle and Cam Johnson a fight. That wouldn't even be the undercard to what happened in 93. So
no, that was just a shove and a handful of words.
That was the sissy NBA version of a fight now, where it's like, I'm gonna lightly push you and then go, hold me back. I don't want to. Let's not start something, and then everybody's holding everybody back. It was not a fight. It was not even close to a fight. So
well, speaking of some dope fits or some really bad fits, whatever your opinion is, it's time to take your shot. Presented by Arizona Department of Health Services. COVID-19 vaccines are free for everyone 5 and older. Those 12 and older are now also eligible for a booster. Visit azhealth.gov for a location near you.
So my shot tonight is one Christopher Legume Paul. I don't know what his middle name is.
And that's what you went with?
I don't know. I don't know.
Oh my God.
Christopher, I don't know where I got this sweater, Paul. But I'm informed that this is high fashion right now. This is good. To me, my parents had a couch like this in the 80s, but Chris took a shot, and the people in the know are telling me that this is fantastic fashion. So CP3, I tip my cap to you, and I want to know, how did you get somebody to crochet you something that looks like a circuit board from a computer? That's what I want to know. So
I love it. I think it's a dope sweater.
Why? Somebody educate me on why that's a dope sweater.
I will educate you right after this.
I'm a dork wearing a Batman shirt, so what the hell do I know? But
one more time, COVID-19 vaccines are free for everyone 5 and older. Those 12 and older are also now eligible for a booster. Visit azhealth.gov for a location near you. So here's the thing, Espo. Fashion is getting more and more bold as we speak. Like, people are they're not carrying
mansplaining for me on fashion. I don't know if that's bold. That just is bizarre to me.
Why is it bizarre? It's just a pattern.
It's just a weird pattern, and it looks like it's crocheted.
What's wrong with a crocheted sweater?
That's the kind of shit my grandmother was doing when I was 5. Why
And
is that
probably
cool now?
because it was comfy as hell.
I still have the blankets. I'm not
And
complaining.
keeps you warm.
I wouldn't wear it to an NBA game if I were sitting on the bench.
Guzzo said his sweater needs to enter health and safety protocols because it's sick. That was a good one. I got a kick out of that. Listen, vintage things are very in right now. I mean, look at what Devin is wearing. Devin is wearing things that were decades ago in fashion.
But I get
what everybody is wearing. But vintage also includes old man vintage blazers, old man and grandma kind of sweaters. Like that is in right now.
I've never seen what Chris Paul is wearing. When was the time that somebody was wearing that? Like, I don't feel like that was vintage. I feel like that is something that somebody just created recently.
Well, vintage-esque with a new age twist on it.
Oh my God.
You just take take risks. You do some bold patterns, some bright colors. Look at what Steph Curry wore the other night. The leather, all leather, but a little bit of denim outfit.
He wore a Matrix outfit with a Canadian thong. I mean, it was denim underwear that he wore under a Matrix outfit.
I will give you the denim part. Had he not had the denim part on his pants, would have been a great fit.
With green shoelaces.
The green shoelaces are fine. I don't know why you're so hung up on the green shoelaces.
Because it stuck out like
it's called a pop of color.
I love that I'm ripping on this sweater that Chris Paul wore, and it is probably worth like 6 of my mortgage payments. Like I could live with what that sweater probably cost, or jacket, whatever the hell it was. Connor says, no, that sweater was awful. Thank you, Connor. I'm guessing Connor's also like a 38-year-old white guy that doesn't understand this too. So
Tiz just said Lindsey talking about fashion in her military surplus jacket. I just got this jacket like 2 months ago. At least
from a military surplus store?
No, from Zara.
I don't know what Zara is, but I'll take your word that it's fashionable. Is it anywhere near Walmart or Target?
No.
All right. That's all I know. So, or Amazon. I can get clothes from Amazon too.
Oh, man. Espo, one of these days, you and I need to make a bet where I get to dress you as well, because that would be fun.
What? I already am rocking this mustache. Why don't we just let everybody dress me?
That's
the
fair.
Chat can order stuff from Amazon. You can do it. Whatever we want. I don't care. I have no shame. I'm sitting here looking like this. Connor, no, I'm 24. What the Aspo? All right. Well, hey, I didn't mean to be rude. I was just assuming you were in my age demo based on not understanding the sweater.
Sydney said Lindsey has fashion. Zara is the best. Don't hate. Thank you, Sydney. Also, I don't claim to have fashion. I understand and keep up with the trends, but I am all about comfort. If it's not comfortable for me, I'm not wearing it. My go-to is an all black outfit with a pop of color. That's it.
Wait, so I'm taking advice, fashion advice from somebody who just said, I just wear all black if it's comfortable.
Yes.
Yeah, that was my brother's approach in high school when he was emo.
I pay attention though. So I'm trying to give you some insight as to what the kids and all the people are wearing right now that are fashionable.
Chris Paul is my age. He's not the kid.
Yes, but he's still in the mix of the trends that typically get started oftentimes by youngins.
I'm just gonna wear suspenders and just go completely old man at this point. I'm gonna dress like Steve Urkel moving forward because that's all I understand at this point. Then 2/3 of the people in the chat are like, who the hell is Steve Urkel? He looks like CJ McCollum, but he was from back in the 90s on television. All right. How the hell did we get here?
We were talking about Chris Paul's sweater, and
we started. I was actually going to praise his sweater, and somehow I just went, you know what? No, I'm not going to lie to the people. I'm going to be honest. So,
gosh. Well, we were talking about his sweater, and then Monica in the chat said, "I guess Gerald's still not ready, huh? We rolling with this combo." That's exactly it, Monica. We really want you guys to be able to hear from Gerald. So the only other update that I can share with you guys is an update on the Twitter poll that we posted yesterday.
Now we're gonna go here. All right, let's go.
Listen, it's the
rails. Where we're going, we don't need rails. All right.
It's only fair that we at least share the results of the poll.
You rigged this poll somehow.
I did no such thing.
I guarantee you must know somebody at Twitter who got in the back end of the poll and went, we're taking care of
this. That's
what
it is. I know somebody at Twitter just to get into our poll for this, right? Let me give you guys the breakdown. Of course, if you're new here, we did a snake draft yesterday of the best acted heroes. I took the approach of going with people who are quote unquote villains, but could be heroes in their own world.
So you broke
Gerald
the
and
rules.
Espo, I understood the rules completely.
You knew the rule was whatever you put out there was going to win in the poll because you're Lindsey Smith.
That's not true. I literally took the biggest L's of my life the last two snake drafts, so that's clearly not true. Anyway, let me just read you the results. Espo got 12% of the votes. Gerald got 43.7% of the votes. And I got 44.4% of the votes. I am so proud of all of you who voted for me. Thank you so much. This was really fun.
How many burner accounts?
It's so fun.
How many burner accounts did you... What foreign country did you buy followers to vote for on this? All right.
None. I'm far too frugal for that. Also, Gerald's on his way. He's setting up right now. So don't worry. He's coming in like 3 minutes.
By the way, I'm throwing the measly 11 whatever percent that I got behind Gerald. Congratulations, Gerald won.
Literally not how it works.
That is how it works. Now, Gerald
literally not.
Gerald and I have combined forces, and Gerald is the winner now.
It's not true.
Anything can be true. It's the internet. Congratulations.
Metal Mike said Lindsey really wants this. Yes, I do. Mostly because I was at a incredibly high disadvantage coming into this because I've only watched maybe a handful of superhero movies in their entirety as it is, and a lot of them were years ago. You guys literally go day of or weekend of a release. So
what makes you think that? Is it the fact that I'm wearing Batman shirt and glasses the day a Batman movie was released?
Yeah.
Gerald, you won, by the way, because we've combined our percentages.
No, Gerald, I beat you fair and square. You lost the Twitter poll.
How on earth? No, I'm demanding a recount. This is terrible. Stop.
I'm so sorry, Gerald. I'm so sorry.
Lindsey was actively campaigning, and she just went contrarian, and that's the only reason she won. I'm sticking with that. That is the only reason. Only reason. She totally ignored the rules of the draft.
Just take your L, Gerald. Just take your L.
I got screwed by being the smartest man in the draft.
Well, that's we'll agree to disagree on that one.
Thanks, Gerald, I don't even remember what happened in this game because it ended like 4 hours ago. Oh, yeah, Cam Johnson. What did Monty have to say about Cam Johnson this evening?
Yeah, I mean, he said something. Jay said the same thing. Cam Payne also said it. They really fed off of God bless. They really fed off of Cam Johnson's fire in his eyes tonight because, that whole thing that went down with Julius Randle, it really fueled him. And Cam Johnson said it himself, like it happened in the first quarter. That first hit that he took from Randle caught him in the ribs, and he said it felt like a cheap shot and it hurt. So it was one of those things where he was trying to play through the pain of that rib shot, and then he gets hit again in the thigh, I think he said, by Mitchell Robinson. And so he was getting beat up all night. And then when Randle took exception to that bump or that box out, whatever it was, that's when things erupted. And he was able to keep his cool because he said, I just knew that I would still have a chance to keep playing. If I got myself tossed, I wouldn't. So he wanted to make sure that he made all of that count. He said he rarely plays with that type of emotion. He said, I don't think I've ever been that angry shooting a basketball before. So, I mean,
So you're saying we need to get Cam angry a little more often?
Maybe, hopefully not hit him in the ribs angry, but that was an incredible performance. And Jay said that the whole team kind of fed off of that. So that was kind of cool to see because they mentioned, they talk all the time about how close they are, but to have that camaraderie and that brotherhood of, we have your back. We see how pissed off you are. We're going to be pissed off too. And then Cam Johnson said that he fed off of that, seeing them, rise to meet that level of anger that he was playing with. So that was a pretty cool thing. And Monty said, we knew we were going to win that game in the huddle. Guys weren't losing focus. They knew they wanted to win that game because of the way that whole individual battle went.
Gerald, was that sound next to you the Knicks still banging their heads into the stands after that loss, or?
No, I feel bad. They're trying to clean up the arena in here. It is pretty late because we did get 3 players tonight, which we don't always get, but for a game like this, we got 3 of them.
The Knicks did leave a mess. So when you look at tonight, it was another Cam who had a good game as well in campaign with a career high in assists. Did Monty give any thoughts on that performance and what it means, not only for Cam, but for the team as they head on the road?
Yeah, I mean, obviously it's big when a guy comes out there and has 16 assists. That's a career high. He had tied his season high at halftime with 8. He just had a very good game as far as distributing the ball is concerned. Obviously he didn't shoot well again. And there were some instances, especially down the stretch, where it felt like he was pressing. Payne said that play where he, went for the layup and missed it, he put a little too much English on it. That was originally designed for Cam Johnson at the top of the key. If you go back and watch it, he was curling around and it was supposed to be a kick out for 3, and he was kind of wide open. So he said on that last game winner, he made sure to try Cam again to make up for that. But yeah, Monty said he was pressing a little bit, but it's one of those things where he hasn't played in basically a month before this. He's only been back for a couple of games. So he needs to find his rhythm a little bit. Payne said he's been trying to find his rhythm. He was worried more about the turnovers than the assists tonight and the missed shots. He said a couple of his layups, those inside layups that he usually makes, just weren't falling for him. But he said he's hoping to get back in that rhythm soon. He just needs to find it. He's only been back for a couple of games now.
Were there any updates shared? Did you ask him at all about his wrist? Because I know late in the fourth, or at some point in the fourth, it looked like he fell and then he got up and was kind of holding his right wrist there for a little while.
Yeah, it looked like he fell. I think it was around the 9-minute mark in the fourth quarter. He fell on that wrist, and it looked like he was kind of wringing it out, and then he was holding it on that defensive possession. But we asked him about it, and he said, it's okay. He said it's a little sore, but he kind of laughed it off and said, I fall so much, like I gotta stop falling all the time. And it was kind of alarming the last game because he had said something about they held him out for so long past the original prognosis because, the trainers basically told him, look, like you kind of fall a lot. And if you fall on this, you could be done for the season if you come back too soon. So fortunately, that is a good sign that he did fall on it and that it's not anything serious or something that's going to keep him out for an amount of time. So it's good that he waited as long as he did to come back. And that's a good sign that his wrist is almost fully back.
Is there a concern about Deandre Ayton right now? Another pedestrian game, to put it nicely. Right. 8 points, 3 rebounds. I feels like it might be time to be a little concerned about the way he's playing.
Look, publicly at least they're doing what they should be doing and kind of defending him a little bit as far as saying, like, look, especially on that last play where Mitchell Robinson got the offensive rebound to put the Knicks ahead. That was a case of the coverage that they were in. Deandre Ayton was switched onto the ball handler. That's on kind of the other guys to keep him off the back. But at the same time, you look at the play, there were a couple of rebounds, a lot of offensive rebounds that Mitchell Robinson got. He got 9 of them. And there were a couple where DA just didn't box out or just didn't put a body on him or just didn't hit the boards hard enough. He had 3 rebounds with a couple minutes to go in the game. And Mitchell Robinson had 9 offensive boards for the game. Like, that can't happen. That's one of those things where, we can chalk it up to coverage a little bit, and that happens on some plays, but there are other plays where this has been a recurring issue. So it's something they'll need to figure out because giving up second chance points has been an issue all season, and especially lately here.
Gerald, we'll let you get back to your job in the steel mill, that second job, and we will catch up with you from Milwaukee on Sunday.
Absolutely. Thanks, guys.
Bye, Gerald. All right. Well, there's your update from Gerald. Apologies for that noise. It is midnight.
They were slamming seats.
They're trying to get out of there, I'm sure. Probably have something coming through tomorrow in that arena. So, but shout out to Gerald for giving us all the updates. And he will have an article, I'm sure, posted sometime tonight, knowing
he's got a
Gerald.
flight tomorrow for Milwaukee. You know, the man is busy, so glad he could catch up with us.
He'll have something probably posted tonight, if not tomorrow morning. So check it out if you want to hear a little bit more about what the players said, some more of Gerald's thoughts on tonight over at PHNX.com. Become a member today, and you can get either your first month for 50 cents, or you can pick up a shirt of your choice from our locker room. We've got some really cool ones, of course, Suns-esque t-shirts, and then all the other sports across the valley, some t-shirts within that realm as well. Yeah.
And if you had ordered one of our Point God shirts, they will be showing up at your door next week. So get excited for that if you ordered them in the first round. I don't know if we have the image, but I want to, since we've got a sizable audience here, I want to let you know that on Wednesday night, when the Suns take on the Miami Heat, we will be at the Ainsworth Live. You know where the Ainsworth is. It's right across from the Footprint Center, where the old Hard Rock, if you're an old school downtown Phoenix person, where the old Hard Rock used to be, the Ainsworth is now a hot spot there. And we are going to be there live at 5 p.m. for our pregame show, Suns versus Heat. And then we will be there for the full game. And we will be there post-game live, doing the post-game show from the Ainsworth on Wednesday. You come out, we're going to have some giveaways. We're going to have whatever
Espo might sing. Saul might yell.
I'll sing. Saul will yell. He'll give me weird looks.
Never know.
Lindsey might drop an F-bomb. You just don't know what will happen when you come see PHNX Suns live at the Ainsworth on Wednesday. It could be an NBA Finals preview. That's how well both of these teams are playing in the Heat and the Suns.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. So plan to put it in your calendar.
No cover charge. You just come in, you sit down, you get a beer, you watch the game, you watch the show.
Hang out with all of your friends and us. Hopefully we are included in your friends list. If not, we'll work on that at the Ainsworth.
If you're out of town and you want to come in for this, DM at Saul_Bookman.
Yeah, tell him
to put it on the corporate card. Come on in. We'll have you out here at the Ainsworth.
Yeah. But of course, if you can't join us, we're always going to be live right here on our YouTube channel, both pregame and postgame. The show starts at 5:30, so more than likely we'll be there at least at 5.
It's not a 5. I thought it was a 5:30 game.
Didn't you just say 5:30? Oh,
I
you're
said
right.
5.
It's a 5:30 game. My bad.
Look
the show starts at 5, which means we'll be there a little bit early, at least 4:30, but probably even earlier than that.
It will be so hot that it looks like we're in hell in this graphic that's on the screen. That it looks like we're going to burn the place down. That's how amazing this is going to be. The Ainsworth probably won't appreciate that, but we're going to have a good time is what we're trying to say. Metaphorically burn it down, not actually.
Chris in the chat said this is the most awake Lindsey has ever been after 10 p.m. I didn't even realize it was midnight. I genuinely do have a lot of energy right now, and I'm shocked. I did take a nap in the middle of the day today, and I think that might be something I need to do for 8 p.m. games.
I've been awake since 5:15
I don't know how you are managing right now.
Well, it helps when a guy hits a buzzer beater.
I mean, that's true. That was like a huge.
That was like a Red Bull. Like
it basically was.
That was like adrenaline right in the veins. Right? It was good. I felt like what's that Travolta Uma Thurman in Pulp Fiction where he gives the syringe of adrenaline right in the chest.
Yeah,
that was Cam Johnson's buzzer beater for me.
All right,
which is good because I got to drive 45 minutes home. So.
Yeah, that's a bummer for you.
Yeah, well,
can't relate. Thank you guys all for tuning in. We appreciate you as always. Once again, thank you for dealing with the shenanigans that was the live stream. Be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel if you're here with us in the chat. If you are listening to us on an audio platform, be sure to subscribe there as well and leave us a 5-star review. We will see you guys on Sunday. It's an early one. It's going to be just Espo and I again holding down the fort. Gerald is on the road. Saul's still also on the road. But it'll be really fun. So come hang out with us.
I almost said it's a 1 a.m. pregame show, but that would be very, very early.
I don't think I'd be able to make it to that one.
That'd be very pre from the game. It's a 1 p.m. pregame show as it is a ABC Sunday matinee again.
So super fun. Until then, enjoy your Saturday. And be sure to follow us on Twitter, the show at PHNX_Suns, myself at Lindsey Smith AZ, Gerald at Gerald Bourget, and of course, Espo at Espo. Espo, take us home.
If you have stream problems, call your doctor or get a producer. Ahoy, hoy.